Just moments ago, the man carefully handed over all his savings to the mob boss in front of him. He wanted to buy freedom for a poor girl, but the mob boss saw it as an insult. The man had thought this guy was a hard-edged gangster with principles, but the next second, the boss burst out laughing. Realizing he wasn't budging, the mob boss extended his hand and shook Denzel's, agreeing to the deal. But there was a catch. The girl's release had a 1-month limit, because with the amount Denzel had offered, the girl could earn that back in just 2 weeks. The boss, shrewd as ever, knew Denzel would never accept such terms. He mocked him, sneering that he shouldn't dream of keeping the girl for himself, and told him to take his money and get lost. But Denzel stayed silent, just staring him down. Then he slowly picked up several crystal skulls on the table and pointed them at the boss and his men. Seeing this, none of them sensed the danger. Instead, they laughed, thinking Denzel was out of his mind. He ignored their mockery, turned toward the door, and locked it behind him. Then he quickly scanned the room, counting heads, weapons, and positions. In those few seconds, he had already mapped out the kill. He lifted his wrist, pressed the stopwatch, and set himself a goal: finish in 16 seconds. One thug on the couch sensed something was wrong and rose to strike, but the next moment, the man who had been mocking him became Denzel's primary target. Denzel dispatched him with the precision of someone opening a bottle of fine wine, over and over. Within seconds, every thug lay dead. The hunt was finished. Denzel checked his watch. 19 seconds. 3 seconds over. He sighed, frustrated with himself. After years of not killing, he had grown a little slower. He walked over to the mob boss, who was bleeding out from a severed artery. Death was only a matter of time. Denzel quietly looked at him and said, almost kindly, "You should have just taken my 70 grand. Once, Denzel had been a legendary covert operative, but after the tragic death of his beloved Aisha, he grew weary of a life lived on the edge. He faked his own death, staged his exit, and vanished, resurfacing in Boston with a new identity. But small-time punks always pick the wrong man to mess with, and when they cross him, the outcome is inevitable.